Hey guys, what's up? It's been forever since I've made a video. I know. But I've been having a lot of thoughts and conversations in my head. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not crazy, I promise. But anyway, I decided, okay, instead of like mulling through all of this in my mind, maybe I should just make a video and hear what, have conversations with people, hear what everybody else thinks and everybody else's opinions. So the first thing I was really contemplating, over the weekend I made a post on Facebook, and the post basically said that I feel like I am sitting in a box, like a big, well, it ain't big, it's like medium size or to small, slightly uncomfortable, actually very uncomfortable. But yeah, I feel like I'm sitting in a box. I feel like I'm confined. And I'm like, does anybody else feel like that? Like they're at a place in their life where something's just holding them. You're not moving forward. You're not moving backward. And to me, that's kind of a dangerous place, because for some people, once they're not moving backward, they're kind of complacent where they are. And I never want to be in that place. I'm the kind of girl that, like, if I'm not moving forward, if I'm not meeting goals, like, I'm just not comfortable. So yeah, that's the way I've been feeling lately. And I'm like, okay, is it a Keel thing, or are there other people around who are feeling that way? So, I asked a few of my friends, and I was surprised to know that there are a lot of people out there that feel the same way. They feel confined where they are. And, once you feel confined, that basically means that there is something that's holding you in the place that you are. There's something that's preventing you from reaching your goals, from reaching where you are, from achieving your full potential. So I was like, okay, Keel, what are we gonna do about this? I'm like, I feel like I've already made the first step. Being uncomfortable is the first step. Because there are a lot of people who are uncomfortable where they are, but they are comfortable in their discomfort. So they don't move. They just sit there and they'll complain about life. They'll complain about everything, but they're not yet at the stage of discomfort where they're ready to make a change. So this weekend, I realized that I was at the stage where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do something about this. I've been feeling this way for a very long time. What's the move? What are we gonna do? So that's what this video is about, basically. How to get out of that box, get out of that state of mind. And the first step to me is get yourself one of these little notebooks. I mean, this is like all of life. In this book, I put down any ideas I have, any little important things that I should remember, my grocery list, clients, like everything I have in this book. And I always carry it with me. Trust me, this will change your life, because it's like anytime you're like, you need some inspiration or anything, you can just pick up the book and like, oh, last month I read an article that said this, and that. Oh, last month I was feeling this, and that. Trust me, you won't regret it. I actually started writing in one of these when I watched a video from Jim Rohn. Oh, that guy is exceptional. He's a very successful entrepreneur, motivational speaker. Trust me, check him out, Jim Rohn. And yeah, so I would say get yourself one of these little books, or if you're a less fancy person, you can just get a notepad, just write, tear out. I needed that paper. But anyway, yeah, so the first step is getting one of these books. Trust me, it will change your life. Write down your goals, write down anything you're feeling, write down get a book. So first step, get a book. Second step is I started to think, okay, what is it that's making me feel confined? First of all, we need to figure that out. So I thought about it, and it could be many different things for many people. For instance, it could be the job that you're in that's making you feel very confined. I was reading an article on Forbes, and it was saying that 60% of the labor force is unhappy with their job. And I'm like, that's a lot of people. And I feel like it's important to be happy with what you're doing, because some people are like, oh, a job is just a job, you just do it to get some money. But to be quite honest, we spend more of our awake time at our job than we even do where we live. So it's very important that you feel fulfilled or happy doing what you do. So is it that your job is what's making you feel confined? And a lot of people will say, okay, well, Akil, there are lots of people who are unhappy with their job. I mean, that's a common thing. Look at the statistics that you just pulled. 60% of the labor force are unhappy with their job. But hold on. What about that 40% though? Like, when I heard that statistic, I wasn't even focused on that 60%. I was like, okay, so there's a 40% of people who are happy with their jobs. Who are these people? What do they do? I would like to be a part of that 40%. Like, if you are unhappy with your job, you don't have to stay there. Make a plan. Figure it out. Sit down and say, okay, I'm unhappy with this job. What is it that I would be happy doing? Once you identify that, how can I get there? Think about it. Start these conversations in your head. So yeah, what is making you feel confined? Is it your job? If that's not it, is it maybe a relationship that you're in? Child, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, you know, a whole lot of people are in relationships that they shouldn't be in anymore. You know what I mean? You know that friend that you're like, all right, girl, move on. The signs are there. But you know, you gotta wait on them to realize. But yeah, is it a relationship? Sometimes relationships really hold you and you don't even know that they're holding you until you start to think about it. Like, I feel like that's why some women stay in like abusive relationships. Is sometimes they don't even view it as abuse. Like, they don't even understand that it's abusive because they're in it. So really think about that. Is it a relationship? Is it family? No, to me, that's the hardest one, because family is family. You know what I mean? You don't choose family. And sometimes we're feeling confined in life because of our family members or because of the relationships we have with our family members. If that is the case, you might need to think about, hey, I need to move out. I need to get my own space. I love you all, but I just need my own space so that I can thrive and move. You know what I mean? So really think about that. What is it that's making me feel confined? That is one of the keys to getting out of this state of confinement. Second thing is, how can I change it? So after you've identified what is making you feel confined, how do you change it? Really think about that, because it doesn't matter whether you've identified why you're feeling this way or not. If you don't make a move to change it, you're gonna stay in that state forever, basically. You know, I don't know if you've ever like spoken to people who, like, I've met a lot of people, you know, through college and traveling and internship, and I've met a lot of people who say, you know, hey, I've been working here or in this job for 10 years. It's not my dream. It's not something that I wanted to do for more than 10 years, but it paid the bills, so I'm here. And I'm like, good Lord, let that not be me. I don't know how people do it. Like, I'm not I'm not trying to insult anybody who's done that. Like, you have some real good perseverance for that, because I don't know if I could have done that, you know, be doing something that I'm not happy with for not 2 years, not 5, but like 10, 15. Good Lord, hallelujah. Woo. Anyways, yeah, how can you change it? So make a detailed plan. Put it step by step. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. What are the steps to getting there? How do I actually achieve this goal? Because a lot of people don't move because they don't feel like what they want is attainable. And frankly, there is nothing that is unattainable. There's always a way. always a way. And sometimes all it takes is for you to sit down and just think about it. Just think about it, write it down. Lastly, embrace the change. There are so many people who are just afraid of change. I feel like a lot of it goes back to personality too. There's some personality types that just don't like change. And to be quite honest, that's something you have to get over. Because if you want to move forward in life, you must change. Things around you must change. You must do something differently. You can't do the same thing and expect to get different results. You know what I mean? You have to embrace change. You have to learn how to be okay with it. I think that's what my next video is going to be about, how to embrace change, because I feel like this is a problem that a lot of people have. Like, whenever you're going to do something new, it's always scary when you're going to do something new. But you should never let that fear hold you back, because if you do, you will always be at the level that you're at. You will never step up. You will never grow. You will never meet those goals. You will always be here at level 1. Looking out, trying to say, like, how come all my friends are going to level 10 and I'm still at level 1? It's because you won't put the fear behind you and step up to level 2. You got to embrace the change. So basically, those are the 3 main points that I came up with while I was, thinking of my own dilemma. Figure out what's making me feel confined, figure out how can I change it, and basically to embrace the change. Trust me. Oh, and don't forget the book, y'all. Go out and get your book. Very important. So yeah, what do you guys think? If you have any comments, leave it down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic, of feeling confined and how to get out of this box. What do you guys think? How are you feeling? Also, if you like this video, or if you learned anything from this video, or if you think you have a friend or people who would learn a lot from this video, just like and share it and have them join the conversation. So I will see you guys on my next video. I think it's going to be about how to embrace change, but we'll see. All right, guys. Love you. Mwah.